Okay, there we go. All right, welcome everybody to Coffee and Art in the Morning. I'm Dee Dee and having a little lighting, trying to get the light just right and all that with the focus and everything. So anyway, before I hit record, I was saying that I think I'll just do a little pin talk. That would be Pentalk. For those of y'all that can't get past a little Southern accent, I don't think I have much of a Southern accent unless I put it on. You know, like when my Miss Mary D came in. Hey, Miss Mary D, how you doing, hon? One of our friends is Mary D, and she hadn't been around in a while, so shout out. Anyway, so yeah, if y'all have not seen Dana's inspirations, the way she did, she colored in Barb's mandala. Oh my gosh, it's a beautiful, beautiful. I think Carrie probably allowed links. Yeah, links are open. So where do the white erasers I get at Hobby Lobby, and where does this go? Where does this pin? Seriously? I have a pin top here that I have no idea where it goes. Oh, it must have fallen off. Did I pull these out? Where did this pin top come from? Okay, so excuse me just for a moment. I have no idea. Did I miss a pin? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, there's a pin missing. That's what it is. Okay. The pin's missing, not the anyway, there's another pin here somewhere. The dark green pin. I'm not seeing the pin, but here's the top. I don't know. Rabbit trail. I don't know where it went. There's another pin that goes to this set. All right, well, these pencils. Anyway, what else? I'll look for it in a minute here. Um, weird. I got these pencils at Staples, and they came with a free InkJoy pen. um, yeah, these are all Sakura pins right here. But there's a 10th one, and this came off of it, but I don't know where the pin is. It rolled away or something. Anyway, so I got these pencils right here at Staples. These are my favorite pencils to just sketch with. Hang on, let me move the camera just a tiny bit. These are my favorite pencils just to draw with when I'm drawing, not on camera. These do not show up on camera. I mean, they're just a regular HB pencil, twistable, disposable, number 2 pencil. But I love these little Papermate pencils. And so when I'm just sketching myself, I drew a couple little squirrels this morning, but I did these in pen because they don't show up on camera. But you can see here. See, it just doesn't show up on camera. I could zoom in and you probably could see it better. But when I'm just sketching myself, these are the pencils that I use. The pen is I'll find it. It's around here somewhere. I'll find it. Anyway, but I don't use red rubber erasers. So I like these white plastic ones. I put those on really well here. But that you can get, I think they come 10 in a pack at Hobby Lobby for a couple of dollars. They're really a good price. I recommend getting these for if you're using a pencil with an eraser, is to get these. Okay, if y'all have any questions for me, put them in caps, okay? So I know you're talking to me because the chat rolls by so fast. If y'all aren't, if it's not in caps, I don't know that you're talking to me. Okay, so anyway, this set right here, not the erasers, just the pencils, and a one free InkJoy black pen came in this set for $4.99, and I had, because I turn in all my ink cartridges from my printer, and I get $3 each for those. I had credits. I had over $30 worth of credits in turning in ink cartridges. So I basically got these for free. And then here is, oh, that's on slick paper though. I kind of want to just show it on regular. Look, here we go. So these InkJoys write real smooth. And I haven't really tested out okay, they're not really moving with water, so I'm not saying they're waterproof, but they're not, it's not smudging when I licked it. Hey, Miss Anita K. So anyway, I got one of these came free when you bought the 5 pencils at Staples. And again, the white erasers I got at Hobby Lobby. And I'm gonna have to stock back up on those because I'm running low on those. So that is that from Staples. That's one of my hauls. And the other haul is these 10 Moonlight Jelly Rolls. I got these at Michael's using a 40% off coupon, and I'm thinking that they were, I didn't keep the receipt. So I'm thinking they were $10, but they might have been 12 regular price. And then I used a 40% off coupon. So anyway, you got these 10 Moonlight colors, and they're not glittery like the Starlight. And I was going to show, I pulled over one of my big pen totes over here to show. I try to keep everything rubber banded by type, but where's my my Starlights? I have a couple Starlights. That's the glaze. Here's one. Okay, so this is the jelly roll. These are all by Sakura. I think that's how you pronounce it. That's how I've always pronounced it. And here is what the Starlights are glitter. So let me get a nice little bit there. So you can see how they're glittery? And the Starlights come in all different colors too. I've only got a clear and a silver and maybe a pink or a blue. I don't have a lot of the Starlights, but they write in glitter. I mean, they are absolutely gorgeous. Okay, you can see. And because they're so fine, you can write so tiny and outline lettering. And if you're into doing lettering or calligraphy or illuminated lettering or any kind of lettering, these are great for going around your letters because it's so fine. And it's got the glitter in it. And like I said, these ones here are called Starlight, I think it is. And they have a little shooting star on them. Okay. They have a tiny little shooting star. I don't use Copics, Lindsay, so I don't know. You'd have to ask, maybe Dana can tell you. I'm not a marker girl. I have some Sharpies, for when I need a marker. And then I have these just cheap water-based Crayola bullet tips for like a watercolor wash sometimes of something. But they're not really for blending. They're not for like, you couldn't take this light green and a dark, these two greens and get them to blend or anything like a Copic. See, they'll just overlap. They don't blend. But what I like these for is if I'm coloring in something, is I like to put a wash of this down for a quick, now this is for just quick sketching. I don't do art pieces with these, but if I'm just sketching out something like, let's say here's this little squirrel here. Let me get a brown. So if I took let's see how dark that is. That's okay, it's pretty light. So what I could do is if I just wanted a quick sketch this out, then what I would do is just take these little Crayola water-based markers and sketch it out like that. But then I would take a pencil if I wanted more shading. So let me get a dark pencil so it'll show up. Let's see here. Or a darker pencil. No, I need my clipboard. I need some backing here. Hang on. So what I would then do is just play, just for my own little sketches, like this squirrel here. Then I can shade with a pencil over the top of those little cheap markers. Okay, they're not for a finished piece. For me anyway, they're not for a finished piece. It's just for like if I want to sketch. You see what I mean? So that's what those little Crayola markers for me I like. It's just like an underbase, like here's the little acorn he's holding. But then if I want to go in there, now this needs to dry. Take a second to, those markers are water-based. You don't want color pencil over wet, will just pill your paper. But then you can just, do some shading with the pencil. But as far as the Copics and all, I don't use them. I'm just not a marker gal. Nothing, nothing bad about them. I'm telling you, Copics are the best if you're a marker person. Anyway, okay, so back to the pens. So the Moonlight, so that's the star light one is glitter. And like I said, they come in all these different colors as well. I've only got 2 or 3. And they have the little shooting star on the cap. All right. The Moonlight ones I've never tried before, and I've got to find that one here. Let me put that up there so I don't lose the cap. Are these. They're the Moonlight ones, and this is what they look like on black. They're shiny, but they're not glittery. So they have a shimmer. They're a shimmery, okay? And I'll test out some of the other ones I have here in a minute. Here's what they look like on white. Okay. All right. Yeah, Dana's got tons of Copics. She has one of these right here full of Copics. So Dana's the Copic gal. If y'all want, how her experience with it. I mean, I'm sure she's not claiming to be an expert either. None of us do. But we, just what we've learned from using them over and over. So that's what these are. And they have a little moon on their cap. It's a little moon right there. And this is what they look like on black and white. And I think they were either $10 or $12 at Michael's, and I had a 40% off coupon. That's why I don't remember the exact price. But with the 40% off coupon, 10 pens, I thought that was a really good thing, good deal, even though I have one missing now. And how I store these, I store them in my tote, but I bundle up all the kinds like with like. So these will be all the moon ones, okay? And I kept all this to show you guys what they look like. Yeah. And I'll use this again here in a minute. Okay, so then the other kind of jelly rolls, and I'm sure there's kinds that I don't have, and some colors I don't have. Let me see where they all are here. Let me pull them all out. Let's see what I have just in the jelly roll family. Here's some more. Let's see what those are. There was a lid to that one. This is just a Bic pen. And Paula got me started on the Bic, the thick, the bold Bic. I think that's what they're called, bolds. So I have a bunch of the bolds, but I really don't use them that much. It's not that they don't work or don't like them. I just don't have occasion to use them. So anyway, I do have a bunch of Bics. I'm not sure if this one's a bold. No, this is just the regular. But I have them all in colors. I have them in all these colors here. I can color them out if y'all want to maybe see those. I think these are just the regular ones. Where's the bold ones? Anyway, I have all different kinds of pens here if you just want to kind of see some different kind of pens. Yes, she does, Mary D. Okay, so this is I don't have the cap on this one, so I can't tell. This one I think is just about dried out and used up. Then I have, is this a star one? Yeah, okay, so this is the gold. This is the gold glitter one. So I have the silver and the gold, and I think this one might be, I'm not sure. It doesn't, since I don't have the cap on it. Anyway, so this is the gold. There's the gold glitter one, which is the star. There, see how sparkly that is? Compared to these, this is the Moonlight. This is the Starlight. Okay. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. That's the Starlight. The Moonlight is shimmery, like shimmery but not glittery. The Starlight is glittery. Okay. All right, so yeah, I have a couple of those. I have the pink, the gold, the silver, and the clear, I think. This is a glaze. Okay, so I just have a couple of the ones that are glitter. Yeah. Then I have the ones, let's see, this is a glaze. I got to put that, I'm trying to keep them all together. All right, so then these are the jelly roll. What are these called? Let me get one that's, I haven't used them in a while. I got to get them going here. Okay, these are, I don't know what they're called. They have the glitter tops to them. I mean, they look like glitter on the caps, but they're not not glittery as like the star. Okay, here's this one. See, it's real shiny, but look at this. This one is the star. So this has literally glitter in it. The ones with the glitter caps that look like glitter on them, they're not as glittery as the stars. Okay, so that's what it looks like right there compared to the one with the glitter in it. They're still glittery, they're still shiny and pretty. They're all pretty. And I have these, I have a couple of golds. I think these came with 2 of each and I gave some of them away. So I got the silver, the gold, a dark green, a light green, a pink, a purple, a teal, and I got 2 golds and a silver. So I think I gave some of this set away. Let me find some rubber bands again. Hang on, let me grab a couple rubber bands. Okay. Metallic has glitter. So these are the metallic ones, Vicki L. Okay, thanks. So those are considered metallic. I wish they would just say, you know, I wish they would just put it on there, right? But they don't. They do something with the caps to tell you. All right, so these are called the metallics according to Vicki L. Okay. And like I said, these are the star ones, and they do have a star on the cap. And then the moonlight ones have a little moon on them, and these are the moon ones. They write really nice on black. The moon ones do. Okay, then there are the glaze and the souffle. Okay, the souffle ones, I just was never really that impressed. That's a glaze one, I think. Yeah, that goes in there. The souffle ones have a matte cap. The colors on the caps are matte, and they're not shiny. The glaze ones have shiny caps. This is how you tell them all apart, apparently. The glaze ones have a shiny cap. The souffles have matte, non-shiny caps. Can y'all see that on camera? Somerset Magazine now put the size. Oh, good. That's good to know. Thank you. Thank you, Z. And so, the souffle ones, when you write with them, they don't show up right away. Let me get this one going. I haven't used them in a long time, guys. And this one's not going to want to work. Hang on. But what they do is they kind of puff up. And you probably won't be able to see it happen right here. But they'll start to, it's not like puffy paint. It's not that. And for some reason, I'm not getting any of these to work. Oh, maybe they're working and I'm just not seeing it because it's clear. Okay, so they takes a second and then you'll start to see it come. See, there's this wet and see how it's coming into show right there. And they kind of puff up. I was never a fan of these souffle ones. Never. I don't know why. I guess the idea of it just, even like puffy paints. I'm just never really been in that. Okay, yeah. So I've never been a fan of the souffle. The glaze ones are okay. I think I got 2 sets of these for some reason. I must have got one on sale. And let's see if I can get one of these to work here. Okay, let me have to do that on white. I'm not sure how the glaze are going to look. Okay, the glaze, here's the blue on glaze. You don't even see it. I mean the glaze on black. It's working and you can't even see it. So the glaze ones must not work on black. There it is on the blue. I mean, let me turn it over. Here it is on white. It works just fine. You see it pretty. It's glazed. It's kind of shiny. But you're not, it doesn't show up for black. So maybe that's why they made the moonlight. Look, so you can't even see it on black. Okay. Okay, if y'all have any questions, put them in caps, guys. Otherwise, I think y'all are just talking to each other. Okay, so let's try the pink. Okay, so here's a pink. Let me get it going there. Had it going. There we go. So the pink, they just look like liquid. They just look like clear. See? They don't show up on black. The glaze are translucent. Okay, thanks, Jean. See, I knew that all y'all know much more about these than I do. I just wanted to show you the different kinds. Okay, so now what's this one? Is this just, all right, this is my star. I have a star silver and a star clear. That was a star. Okay, so let me make sure these are all the glaze. This one's, yeah, okay. I think these, I don't know why I have three, I must have got a sale of these or something, because I got 3 black ones, 2 turquoise ones. Oh, those are, one's a green and one's a blue. Okay. So I'm not sure. Maybe this was just an extra. No, because these 2 are the same. These purple glaze. Got 3 of those. 2 whites. A couple of pinks. So anyway, but they have the shiny, shiny lids. Okay. Thanks, Jean. Okay, so Jean said that's why these are translucent, the glazed ones, and that's why they're not made to show up on black. Okay, so thank you, Jean. So that's why they made the moonlight ones. The moonlight ones, here's the moonlight ones, they show up great on black. The Signal White, I have a love-hate with them. I think that, oh, let me show you here. These are the Pentel Stars. Let me get those out. I have those. I love these, and I don't even know how many of these are working anymore. I got as many as I could. Okay, here's the Jelly Roll, and that's just the souffle. Is that a souffle one? Yeah, because it's got the matte top. So I need to organize my pens, right? The Pentel Starburst. I love the Pentel Starburst. And then I saw them, I got them at first at Staples. The Pentel Sunburst, and I have them in gold, silver, and white. Okay, and they really are good, and they're just not as bold. I mean well, anyway, I don't want to go into comparing every single white pen, but the Pentel Sunburst, I really like them, and they came out, and then Staples quit selling them. I did see the gold and silver Pentel Sunburst at Michael's. Just the gold and silver. That's it. So I'm going to have to go on, what's that pen site? Oh, y'all know what I'm talking about. The pen site. The one that slipped my mind. Yeah, so I really like the Pentel Sunburst. But here's my, these are my Signal Uniballs. There's a couple of other ones in there. 2 or 3 different ones. But all the rest are the Uniball Signo. I even got the ones with the little yellow Japanese writing on them. Everybody said you had to have. They last. They're good when you first get them, but they go quick. They run out really fast. Oh, thanks, Vicki. I'll get them in a couple of years. Yeah, okay, 2 years ago. Yeah, Vicki. Vicki, I love you. You're great. Jet pens. Thank you, Dana. Jet pens. So anyway, I don't use them a lot anymore, but at the time, I was using a lot of white pens, as you can see. But these are the Sunburst, so I kept them separate. And so, you know, if you can find the Pentel Sunburst, and Jean said hers dried up. So I guess you got to get these things and use them when you get them. Okay? Don't be waiting around on them. All right. Then, let's see what other pens. We're just talking pens here. I need to let me get another little piece of card here. Oh, sorry, guys. Bumped the camera. Hang on. Let's get another card. And I'm just showing you what I have and I'm no pen expert, people. No pen expert. Believe me, I'm just showing you what I got. Okay. Then these were the Bic. I think these are just the regular Bic. These are not the bold. I got the bold ones somewhere else, somewhere around here. I think these are just the regular Bics. Just plain. There's black, turquoise. And you know, I see a lot of people. You see, there's 3 of those. I think I'll do separate these. I'm trying to see if I have them all together. Here's a purple. I've seen people do cool drawings and art with them all. With different, you know, with just plain old Bics, right? What's this one? Has something on it. Oh, this says something. This was a Bic for her. I don't know. Maybe this came in a different set, but it's just a Bic. I got all my all the regular Bics, not the bolds. These are just the regular ones. Okay, so I got a couple, 3 purples, some reds. Oh, that's a bright pink. That's pretty. But I've seen people draw with these, and they really do cool artwork with them. With just drawing with these Bics. I think that, oh, in Europe they call them biros, because the Bic pens, they're biros or biro, however you say it with the French accent, were invented by a man named Biro or Biro, however you pronounce it. And so I think they still call them that overseas, but here we call them Bic pens. They've been around forever. Just we call them Bics. I guess that's, you know, Bic is the brand, Biro is the inventor. Okay, so Alicia, all right, so here's somebody, okay, and you can put links if anybody finds them. Alicia Burke's husband does amazing drawings with Bics. Okay, so if y'all want to look up Alicia, Alicia Burke is, she does fabric designing, doesn't she, and other designs too, Anita Kay? But I think she's kind of known for her fabric design. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, so there's that. All right, so let me kind of, we'll have a little, oh, those are just my pencils with the, and by the way, these, I really haven't colored or drawn with them. They feel a little thicker in your hand. I think they might be 4-sided, but they feel a little different in your hand than a Bic. The Paper Mate Ink Joys, they write so smooth, but I'm not really drawn with them. You know, I just have this, you know, a couple of, I think I have a black and a blue or something. This one I got free with the pencils. And they write real smooth. Bic Crystals in Canada. Okay. Thanks, Linda. Yes, not to be confused with Flick My Bic. Julie. Okay, so anyway, so there's this is the regular ones. These are not the bold. I have the bold ones here somewhere, I think. Oh, wait, these might be them here. All right, let's see. No, these are the Paper Mate. Oh, these are Ink Joys. I said I didn't have any Ink Joys, and here I have a whole wad of them. Yes, these are all. Okay, so let me just put those there. Okay, hang on. I'm digging through my big pencil tote here. Pencil and pen tote. All right, so all right, so these are the souffles. These, I need another, oh, I need some more rubber bands. Hang on. I'm bundling them as I go. Organizing them. And if you're watching this recording and pins don't interest you, just move on. Just move on. Okay, so there's the Starburst ones. Okay, so I got the Moonlight, the Starburst. Let me turn them this way so you can see the caps. That'll make it look pretty. Let me move the pencils. I'll put my Ink Joy with these Ink Joys. I'll show you those in a second. Are those? Yeah. Okay, so let's put the black one, the free one in there. All right, so here are the glitter ones, the Moonlight ones, the glaze, the souffle, and the metallic, which are not, they're clear. I mean, they don't show up on black. Okay, here's some, these are the Pentel Sunburst whites, and I'll just keep these right over here behind there. All right, so then these were the Bic, just plain regular size Bics. And then here are the ink joys. So let me go through those. And they write, they just feel like they just glide. They just glide. They're real smooth writing. Yes, I'm styling my pens. Okay, well, let me do a little color chart here. Okay, so there's the turquoise. Here's the green, lime green. I'll hold it up the camera in a second. There's the dark green. I don't know. I must have got these again on sale or something. When I write, when I do writing, I'm not a big art journaler, so I don't really use a lot of pens over on top of my paints and journal in my art journals. And when I write with black. I don't write with colors. I do have some special things that I'll write with black, but I mean colors, but it's rare. I just love pens. Here's a purple. I'm trying to get all the colors down. Here's a brown. And ink joys, I think they come in a multitude of colors. Did you do with the Moly? The Moly. Oh, I had that. That's just for black and white. I'll show you that again in a minute. That's a different pen holder. Vicki, I would say yes, because if you like to write with colors, if you like to literally write, you know, if you like to write, you know, Vicki, and I write very, very tiny. So when I write, my writing is with the Sharpie pens, not the markers, the Sharpie pen, and it says pen right on them. This is what I write with when I write. So you can see how small I can write here, because I write very tiny when I'm writing for myself. Now when I'm writing on camera, I get the big fat Sharpies out so that everybody can see. This is where I'm on camera. That's how I write on camera. This is how I write in real life. Okay, but this is what I write with. I don't write with these, but I gotta say the ink joys. Let me get this back. The ink joys are very, very smooth. Okay, they glide. They're much glidier than the Bics. And there's the hot pink right there. Okay, so these are just a few that I have. I think they come in many more colors. Mary D likes to journal with colors. I love Pilot's colored fountain pens. I don't know that I've used those, Vaughn. How do you write so small? But are you writing with a Sharpie pen, Carrie? Sharpie pen, not the Sharpie markers, not the fine point. There's a difference between this and, let me get one. See, I'm not even going to show you all my Sharpie markers. These are just Sharpie markers, and Cameron is allowed to take whatever he wants out of here. So I don't even have all the colors. But here's a Sharpie. This is a fine point Sharpie marker. And here's the Sharpie pen. Let me get them both up there. Okay, they look the same. They look very similar, but they don't write the same. Yes. Yes, Sharpie pen. We're not going through the markers today. I don't have Copics. Again, Cameron loves Copics. And well, he likes any of those kind of markers. The Copics, the Letraset, he likes all those alcohol markers. And he can do amazing stuff with them. You know, but he does a lot of manga and all that stuff. I don't. So anyway, but these are just a drawer of pens. Okay. So that's the ink joy. So I definitely would say these write very smooth. If you like to write with pens, if you like to write with pens, the ink joys are very smooth, Vicki. They're very smooth. Okay. All right, moving on. And again, I showed y'all earlier, if I just want to color with some water-based markers, these are the Crayola bullet tip And the reason I like the bullet tip is because, bring back the squirrel over here. You can get fine line. Let me do a brown because you can't see light colors on camera. Here we go. You can do a fine line. You can do like a regular writing line, but if you get the side of the bullet tip, you can get thick. So they're very multi-purposeful in their width, line width, and they're like 10, how much are they for 50 of them? I think they're $10 for 50 of them in the kids section at Michael's, and you can use a 40% off coupon. They last a long time. I am so surprised at how long these last. I have 2 sets of them. So if one color I use a lot, if it happens to run out, I have a separate color. But and try to get the ones that have an extra bit a set or a special set, if you want to call it, with the black, because those are the smellable ones. Like this smells like cherry. So the red, they have different scents. And like I said, the orange one smells exactly like Fruit Loops. And I know everybody's just laughing at me and making fun of me. I really only sniff my Crayolas. I really don't sniff these. I sniff my crayons, my Crayola crayons, not the markers. But these are just a little bonus if you like to sniff them. These are, Vicki just said, these are $6.99 on Amazon for 50. Now, I'm not sure you have to see if they have the black barrels. This is the color that they normally look like. And they're called the Crayola Super Tips, is what they're called, Super Tips. Okay? But they're great for just like a base coat of a quick sketch. If you just want a quick little, like let's just draw a little cherry here. If you just want, and it's water-based. So, I mean, these smell because they have a scent in them, but they're not alcohol smell. They're not alcohol-based, they're water-based. Now, they're not going to blend. They're not going to do like a watercolor will. But what I'm saying is they're water-based. There's no alcohol in them. So they're great for kids as well. But then I just like to be able to take, I'll just take this brown. And then you can just shade. That's not going to show up on camera. And then you can, if you just want to do quick sketches, like let's just say you're watching TV and you're sketching while you're watching TV. These kind of things are great for markers for just doing quick sketches and shading. See, just like that. That's what I like these Crayola markers for. Okay, now let's see what else in pens. Okay, so these are Sharpie accent markers. Now I like these because again, I like them for the colors, and if you just want to play with some quick, like let's just say you want to do a little, let me get another piece of paper. Again, they're the same type of thing that I would just like to, I think they're made for highlighters, but they're good for quick little, if you're just wanting to quickly sketch, or if you're a doodler. Now, I'm not much of a doodler, but you can see, and there's got some fluorescent ones in there. I think 3 or 4 of them are fluorescent. But they're bright. They're like, I would call them neon, okay? So if you like neon colors, the Sharpie accent liquid highlighters, and they come, let me show you the colors. They have, I think, is it 2 pinks or 2 orange? Yeah, maybe they have 2 oranges. All right, let me get in the kind of color order here. And you're probably not going to see the yellow is looks like your standard yellow highlighter. And then I think this is a set 2, 4, 6. I think it's a set of 10. Again, Staples, any office supply store. And they have the little, what's cool about these is why they're, if you're in school, the kids, they have holes in the, you can string them together on a little chain or a, but they're made for highlighting, so that's why, you know, they're made for school, but they're just great colors if you like neon. Again, I'm not comparing them over the top of paint or anything like that. You'll have to just do that for yourself. Or look up somebody that's already done that. All right, so there's the kind of like neon highlighter colors. With these, they're the Sharpie Accent Liquid Highlighters is what the full title of them are. Okay, and again, I try to keep them everything, all my pens that are similar or the same rather, in bundles, so I can just grab that if I know I want that. And in this here also, these are extra ones because I keep whatever else I want. I'll show you my other travel tote, pencil and pen tote in a minute. But here's all different kinds of white. These two can probably, because that's a sunburst, that needs to go with the sunburst. This one is just one of those gel pens, scrapbooking ones that can go in the cup O pens. Okay, so here's some of the different things. Now again, there's other ones out now too. There are the Sharpie poster paint, which is the water-based, and then they have the Sharpie oil-based, which are the better ones to go over paint. Okay, but again, I'm not going to show you every one of these over the top of paint. My favorite of all, and I don't know if it's right here. No, here, this one needs to come out. This goes. And I also have, I've got all kinds of little pencil, whatever I'm using at the moment. Okay, here's another Starburst. Where's my one thing? Oh, there it is. Okay, hang on, bump the camera. This is my favorite, and it's harder and harder to find. Okay, these are harder and harder to find, but it's lasted me a long, long time, and they're still. Hang on, guys. I got incoming mail, and it froze me. Good grief. Let me do it. 1 second. Let me make sure my chat's still going here. Okay, so this is my all-time favorite white writing pen. It's the Presto Jumbo Correction Pen by Pentel. I don't know if but it's got the metal tip. I don't know how easily these are to be found anymore. Let me get it started. But it's one of those that you squeeze it just a little bit, and it's real, there it goes. It's very, very, very opaque. Nothing works as good to me on black as this. I love this. The Presto Pentel Fine Point Jumbo Correction Pen. Okay. Yes, exactly, Carrie. It's not like I just woke up and bought all this stuff in one day. Please, please, people. Okay, then the second best one to that is the Bic Whiteout Correction Pen. Shake and squeeze. And again, it's got the flexible, let me get it going here. I'll just shake it off camera. And it's kind of the same once I get it going. I haven't used this for a while, so it's probably a little gummed up. There we go. And it does, it's the same, it writes pretty much the same opaqueness as that Pentel, but it skips more. I don't know if you can tell here. See how it's got a little bit of skippage? Look at that. No skippage. So this is the next best thing. It has the same type of metal tip, but if you look real close, you can almost see the inside. It's skipped on the inside of that line. Okay. Whereas these Presto Pentel ones, they're just solid white. But I'm just going to show you some of the other ones I got. This is the Sharpie Permanent Marking Stick Mean Streak. And it is like it's like a gelato kind of thing. Okay, it's kind of like a gelato, which I got some of those the couple of the variety, the kids kind, the Crayola Slick Sticks, and some gelatos too. I don't know that I'll get into those. Just for those that don't know, the gelatos are Faber-Castell, and they're like a lipstick kind of feel to them. Okay, and they come in a multitude and more colors all the time. But an alternative to that are these Twistables Slick Sticks from Crayola. And Paula's the first person I saw use these. Okay, let me get one going here. Well, I should be doing this on white. Okay, so there's the Slick Stick, and these are from Crayola in the kids section, and they will be maybe $4.99 for 12, where the Faber-Castell ones, do I have an orange one right there? Oh, I have one right, here's one. The Faber-Castell ones are much more expensive. They're a little bit thicker feeling, but I don't know, if you're just gonna play, there's the Slick Stick, there's the Faber-Castell. Yeah. Now the gelatos, I don't know that the Slick Sticks are water soluble. I don't remember. It's been a while. So the Faber-Castell, I'm just sticking my finger in the water. There's the water solubleness of the gelatos, and the Slick Sticks, not as much. So if you like the water solubleness of the gelatos, they're more, but if you just want to, you know, do this and smear, then the Slick Sticks are just, you know, they're cheap. They're affordable, I should say. But they don't come in as many colors as the gelatos. The gelatos even have gold, silver, white. The gelatos have white. There's all different ones with the gelatos, okay? And I wasn't going to get off on that, but, you know, just because they're in my bag right there, I just thought I'd show those to you. Okay, so back to some of the white ones. This is another big the big whiteout. Elmer's paint pens. So there's all different kinds of painter pens. That's the, I got a calligraphy one and a regular paint pen. Deco makes these are all paint pens, the shakeable, alcohol-based. Here's the white Sakura Pen Touch paint pen. What other ones? Do I have another paint pen? That's the Elmer's one again. Okay, so there's just different ones. These are the smelly kind, and there's a Sharpie has one as well. That's the poster pen. The poster ones are water-based, but they have oil-based ones as well. Okay, here's just a Crayola Twistable Color Crayon, a Sharpie Rub-a-Dub Laundry Marker, that's black. There's just, you guys, here's a colored pencil blender, which yeah, it's just basically an alcohol thing. I don't use that for color pencils. And a Staedtler Lumina Color, that's another correction pen. Okay, so if you want opacity in your white pens, I would suggest correction pens like this. This is the best, if you can find this one. Okay. All right, so let me see if there's any questions or anything. Let me just bundle these all up with a rubber band. Okay. See if there's any questions. Let me have a sip of coffee. All right. I'm not sure we're going to get to anything today. For a paint marker, like you mean like a paint, like the Sharpie? There's the poster paint are water-based, and then the paint pen ones are oil-based and they smell. I don't really use paint pens. I have a few. Let's see, I got another few here somewhere. I don't really use them because of the smell. The alcohol, the real good, like the Deco Art ones, and I don't have them in my tote here. But I have some of the like paint pens, Deco Art, I think is who makes them. They smell. Okay, see, here's a whole nother drawer of pens. More highlighters. I'm not going to get through all this today, am I? Here's another, these Finite, what are they called? Not Finito, what are they called? These are cool too. The Bic, That's the big Z. There's big Z's. That's the big Z's. And then the finito. Pentel. Pentel makes the finito. Okay. Oh, here's the big. These are the bolds. Okay. So here's my big bolds. And then these big Z are gel pens, and they're bright. They're bright colors. That's why I bought these. And those are called Big Z. Okay. And I got those in a few colors, which I need a rubber band. And then I've got a few, that's the Z right there. Then these are the finitos. I do like these. Next to my Sharpie pens, which by the way, the Sharpie pens that I write with, they do come in, I think, 24 colors. The Sharpie pens come in 24 colors. So if you like to write in color and want your writing to be small and detailed, then I would suggest the Sharpie pens. They're not cheap though. They're the more expensive ones of these kind of pens. Because they come in a set of 24. I forget what they cost. I bought them a while back. But these Finito, Pentel Finitos, they write very smooth too. I really like these. But that's the Z. But I don't think they come in a lot of colors. Maybe they do now. But when I bought them, I think there was like black, red, blue, maybe a green. Okay. If I pick up another bundle, you're going to say that word. Okay, but then these are the bolds. These are the big crystal 1.6 millimeters. They're the bold. Whereas these, is that correct? These are, they don't have this number on those. I think these are the bolds. I think that's the number of the bolds. But I have random other pens in here too. There's the Finito Black. I love those Finito. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's Finito. Pentel Finito. That goes with those. But these are just random, just plain old black. All kinds of black pens, markers. These are all Sharpies and Microns, because I do use those. I do use my Sharpies and my Microns. Okay, so this is just the extra pen drawer. Hang on, Vicki. Don't get upset, but I am going to pull out some more. This is my travel, and I'm not done with this big bag here, but this is my travel set. These are all my black and white and maybe one or two reds. But this is my travel bag of black and white pencils, black and white, well, black pens. I think I have a couple white ones in there, but the black pens. So, and this all will shut up. It actually will zip up, but it just holds so much. But this is my travel bag. Like if I want to go for a few days somewhere, this would be what I would take to draw. When I go on, like say vacation, I don't take like my Neo colors, my ink tints, or none of that. I don't take any of that stuff. Now, Zandra and somebody else had sent me some of the, what do you call it? The little, what are those kind of watercolors where they're just in little squares and you can just wet the little squares? I know one of y'all will tell me in just a second. The chat, takes 10, 15 seconds. Anyway, I might take those. Peerless. Thank you, Xander. Peerless. I might take something like that. But when I go on vacation, I'm not going to take this big Mama Jamba Neil colors. I'm not going to take my ink tints, but I would probably take some Peerless. But these are because I draw when I'm out. I don't color. If I go to the museum or if I go to the aquarium or anything like that, I just draw. I don't color. I just draw. Okay, so, okay, so let's see what other kind of pens. I was going to just stick with pens, not pencils. All right, so let's see what these are. This isn't a bundle, Vicki, so these are just random ones. I know this might be kind of boring for some people, guys. I don't know, but it was just some. All right, these are Pentel Wows. Okay, and I just have like I think I just have one or two of these. If they feel kind of like the Inkjoy. Okay, they're made by Pentel, and so are the Inkjoy. So maybe they're kind of similar. Here's another Finito. That needs to go with the Finitos wherever I put. Oh, that's in the drawer. Yeah, this is the crystal bowl. Okay, so it is the 1.6 crystal that is the bold. Can y'all see that? Those are the bolds. And you can see the difference. Let me do one of each. Where's the... Okay, here we go. So there's the bold, and here's the regular, as far as thicknesses of... There we go. And if I'm not mistaken, Paula said that these bolds are really, especially the bolds, will write over the top of your acrylic paints really well. So I think she uses these crystal bolds for her art journaling. When she writes in her art journal over the top of paint. You'll need to double check on that because I don't remember. Okay. Whoops, got the wrong one on the wrong one. That goes on that. Okay, any questions on any of these pens? I don't know if this is helpful or interesting or not. We got on this before I hit record. Here's another Inkjoy that goes with this. Okay. Yes, well, Paula's got a ton of pens. Okay, well, you know what? Let me see here. I don't have two oranges or two pinks or purple. I was gonna do a giveaway, but I don't have a set of them. Don't have a set. What are these? Okay. All right, here is another. Now, these are Reblast, and who makes these Reblast? I can't tell who makes the Reblast, but they're of gel feel as well. I think they're kind of like those Z pens. They're kind of bold colors. They're like gel. I mean, there's just so many kinds like these anymore. Okay, here's some more Inkjoys in a different kind of version. These, all right, this Inkjoy. All right, these are the clickable Inkjoys. These are just the capped ones. And then these Inkjoys are clickables. So you can get them in clickables or just caps, and they're both Inkjoys. All right, what else do I have? Okay, so I have a set of these Reblast. I can't see who makes them. Who makes these Reblast? But they're bold colors. See, there's the lime. But these are cool too. So I have a blue and orange. I know I've got more colors of these somewhere. You know, what are these? Sorry, guys, I don't remember. All right, these are Uniball Signos. All right, so let me check these. All right, so these are Uniball, and let's see what they're called, though. They're called the Signo. There's a number on it. I can't see it. 207? Okay, these are called 207s. Let me write these colors out for you. There's a green, and they're clickable. Let's see what I got here. There's a blue. All right, this one's not clicking. What's the dealio? Is that a different pen? Oh, this is something different. That's something different. Okay, there's the pink and an orange. They're okay. I don't think that these Signos are any better than some of these other ones I just showed you, like the Inkjoy. Oh, question. For those that are new to drawing and inks, oh, thank you. Oh, you're welcome, Angel. I don't know. I'm not really an ink draw. I don't draw a lot with these. They're just kind of like, I like them. I think it's because of all the colors more than anything. And I pick them up when they're on sale. I mean, even my pencils that I use all the time, you know, my regular, just these plain old Papermate Sharp Writer, disposable technical pencils. I got them 5 in a pack. They were on, they were $4.99, but I had a coupon for $5. So I don't pay full price for much of anything, to tell you the truth. I'm gonna use coupons and sales, and plus this has been over years, guys. I mean, I have bundles of Ticonderoga, the black Ticonderogas. I buy these for the erasers. These are the best erasers for color pencil without leaving a mark. So I buy the Dixon Ticonderoga black pencils for the erasers. Now, Cam likes to draw with them, and he likes to, and the erasers. These are the best erasers for just erasing your regular sketching, your regular pencil drawing, regular, H2, graphite, whatever. These are you can get them in squares and triangles, any kind of plastic eraser. This is the best for just erasing plain old graphite. It doesn't erase color pencil. This doesn't erase it completely, but it erases it a little better. So these are the best I've found, for erasing color pencil. Now, if you've got 20 layers, which we do as we build up in color pencil, you'll have layer and layer. It's not going to erase that. But if you've just got a little bit of color pencil, like that, it will at least get it down to very, very light. Okay? It's not going to erase it completely. You're still going to see a little bit of it, but it's the best to erase some color pencil, okay, is that black eraser. So there's that. Let's see what other pens I have here. All right, this is a Bic crystal. All right, these are just staple Strata pens. These are real smooth. I like these. So again, they have the very, very tiny sharp point, 0.05. And see, now this is just a black. Now, I will draw with black ink, okay? I don't really draw with color, but I will draw with black. These are very nice and sharp. Okay, oh, I guess those are colors. Okay, I do have a set of these in color. Okay, they're bundled separately. So I have a purple, a black, a green, a blue, and a red in that bundle. But they write real dark and smooth. Bye, Zandra. All right, let's see what other kinds. I'm thinking that's all oh, here, no, that's not a pen. Hang on. I mean, I got tons of black pens, but I'm not going to talk about every type of black pen. Are these Stratas? Again, I'm not even sure what this one is. But I'll draw with black pens. So I'm always out. There's another Finito in blue. Another crystal, not a bold, just a plain crystal, Bic. Okay, so I'm thinking that is the perimeter of my bags. That's all let me put these. So what I do is I store them around the pencils. All right, pretty much. Oh, here's some black. Sorry, Vicki L. Here's a bundle of black. What are these? These are the bolds, I think. Yeah. Oh, and also don't forget, they come with a little piece of plastic on the tip. They come with a tiny little piece of plastic on the tip that you need to pick off, okay? But these are the bolds. So you can see that's how bold they are. Hey, Robin. So yeah, I do have a stack of those. All right. All right. So I have some gelatos and some of these slick sticks here. Then I have on this side some baby wipes and the white pens. So let me get the white pens all back in there. Then around here, I got the Stratas and some black pens and just random pens like these right here. I'll store these random ones. And I store them upside down. And then the ink joys. Let's put all the ink joys together. Where's the other ones? All the different types of ink joys. I'll just stick them in there too, right there. And then around this side, let's put the other highlighters in here. Let's put the highlighters in here. And these in here. So I just have them all around the perimeter of this bag. And then on the inside here is more pencils. These are more different, like pencils that I don't use very often. So I have different pencils in there too. These are the Stratus. Let me put those in here. Okay, then I keep pens that I use all the time in this bag. And I keep what I also use all the time in a tray. So here's a big tray. This sits right next to me with things I'm using like right now. So I have pens and pencils. I'm surrounded by pens and pencils. Okay. So I guess we should draw something with all these pencils and pens. What is the brand of your black pen? My black pencil holder? Black pencil holder. I don't know that I have a black one. I've had the black, I've had metal ones before, but the one I have now for my pencil holder. Oh, you mean the bag, the tote. You mean the tote. Oh, the tote, I think it was a Making Memories one that I got, I think. Let me see here. I got it at Archivers years ago. Let's see if it's got, that's just the warning label. That's not the name. Maybe somebody else can tell you the brand. Let's see, I'm not seeing it on, I think it's Making Memories. I think it's Making Memories. But you can get cheaper, you can get knockoff ones at Walmart. This bag, when I got it at Archivers, probably 5, 6 years ago, maybe longer, was probably $30. With, I'm sure I had a 40% off some kind of coupon. But it's real sturdy and it's very sturdy. It's like, it's not going to collapse. It's not a collapsible one. But, you know, I don't know if Archivers even sells them anymore online. You know, they're only online now. Their stores closed down. But, so yeah, but it's got, but you can get different kinds like these at, you know, Walmart, Michael's. They all have different ones. I mean, I have cheap ones. I have the cheap knockoff ones here. Hang on. Here's one of the cheap knockoff ones. It's got pockets all around, same kind of thing. But it's not as, I mean, this one will collapse on you, but it's perfectly fine for storing pencils in. Especially if you just rubber band them. Like I do that anyway. And, you know, you can get these. I think I got this one at Michael's. This one at Michael's for $4.99. $4.99. You know, so there's all different ones that you can get. I even did a 5-minute video on making your own. You can make your own tote. So, okay. So anyway, all right. Let me kind of get a little organized here. Move some of this out of the way. Let me move my pens back in here. My souffles. I'm going to play with the moon ones. What's that? I got to find the green one. There's the crystals. Just a plain. So anyway, I put them all back all around the perimeter here and in some inside. But I also have in here, these are my old, this is probably my oldest set of pencils other than the barrel ones that I've used up and gave Cameron the nubs to. These are old Derwent watercolor pencils. They're really old. I mean, I think I've had these since we lived in Alaska in the 80s. I mean, these are really old. These are pretty old. These are my Faber-Castell Albrecht Dürer watercolor pencils. These are some Prismacolor charcoal, not char, is it watercolor ones. Those are my Prismacolor watercolor ones. And these are my Blick ones. Are these Blick watercolor? No, these are just Blick, regular Blick pencils. And then, let's see what else. These are just the Crayola Neons. These are my Kohinoor Woodless Graphites. These are my old Inktense set before I got my big Inktense set. So that's just kind of like extra pencils and pens in there. So I use them, but they're not my go-tos. Okay, they're not my go-tos. Okay, so I'm dropping some pins here. Hang on. But I do draw a lot with black pen, but I don't draw a lot with color pens. Okay, so let's see. All right, so any other questions on pens or pencils right off before we think about the next? Let me get my focus back here. Does anybody want to know where anything you can get anything? I get most of the office type stuff at Staples, the InkJoys at Staples. The InkJoys are even at my Books A Million. Can you show your pen and pencil? Vicky just said, can you show us your pens and pencils again? No. I did do a show though on all the different graphites and all the different kind of pencils. I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube way back when I haven't been on YouTube that long as far as uploading my videos. Now I'm up on like 5 years on YouTube, but I haven't uploaded all those. I've only started uploading my YouTube videos about less than a year ago. So, but I think the pencil video is on there, where I just demoed all the different the way the graphites and the different just plain pencils work, and water-soluble ones. So I did show that. I know Vicky's bad. She's in the corner. What do you expect? Okay, so that's kind of like my, of course, my go-to pencils are my Prismacolor. I will probably eventually try the Polychromes. I have the Derwent one. I have a set of the Derwent pencils. I have Blick pencils, but my favorite so far is still except for the breakage, and I told y'all about, making sure that you buy ones that are centered and all that. I still love my Prismacolor. Not nearly as well as the old barrel Prismacolor. Now that, they're now called Premier. But anyway, I do want to try some of the Polychromes. But before I buy a set of them, I'll just like when I'm literally at Blick's, or buy 1 or 2 from Blick online to test out before I really invest in any. Okay. Yes, that's true, Jean. Jean talked me through getting on, uploading my videos to YouTube. All right, so before we did the show before I hit record, I just scribbled out some squirrels. Everybody's doing all these different kind of color books, and I'll talk a little bit about some of those because there's so many. Now you can buy just plain old sheets. You can find them online if you just want to color a blank design. They're all over. Just Google image color book blank, or color book pages, or adult color book pages. Well, if you put in the word adult, you got to watch what you're going to get. But anyway, there's just so many different color books out now. I went to this one I got at Hobby Lobby, and its regularly was $5.99, and Hobby Lobby does take coupons for their books. Michaels does not take coupons for books. So if you buy any books at Michaels, you're going to pay full price. However, you don't need to even go to Hobby Lobby or Michael's. Books A Million and Barnes and Noble both have shelves full of they're calling them adult color books. They're basically blank books. To me, they just remind me of clip art from in the day, but they're a little fancier with themes. You'll have animals. I saw one with owls. I saw one with peace signs in 70s. I saw, Design Originals is a publisher that has a whole line, and you can find them on Amazon. Um, at Books A Million over the weekend, I found all kinds of Design Originals. There's a shelf, literally a shelf of Zentangles and mandalas. And you can call mandalas, the circles and the designs and all that. And the Zentangle ones. There's literally a shelf of them at my Books A Million on just those two themes of coloring books. Coloring books are, yes, they are very popular. You'll love the polychromes, but they have no tan tones or light browns and the darker flesh tones. Okay, so I have to watch for the flesh tones. Okay, thanks, Vaughn. That's good to know. That's good to know. Because most of what I do, as far as like a lot of blending and I do portraits. Okay, so anyway, a couple things on the color books. These type right here, Creative Haven, they have, I don't know if they're going to show it here. No, they're not going to show it. But they have a whole line of them as well in themes. In Books A Million, they have them broken out in the art section and in the kids section. At Barnes and Noble, I found a couple of them in the art section, but mostly at Barnes and Noble, they're over there in the games, like the Sudoku, the crossword puzzle books. They're over there in that section. So if you didn't know that, you'd think that Barnes and Noble, now they do have them out on the tables as well. They have a lot of them on sale, clearance out. They have tons of them for $7.95 on the clearance table. But they also have very more distinct, more specialized ones. They're in the game section, okay? They're in the game section. No, I haven't tried those either, Pam. If I don't find them at Blick's at the actual store to test, and I'd probably just miss that brand. I just don't buy sets of pencils without trying them. And Prismacolors have not ever really let me down except for the breakage, which to me is a quality control issue in the centering of the pen and I call it lead. I know it's not lead. I just call it that. So let me get one you can see here. Find a white or something. This is what I thought y'all were talking about when you said pen holder. You can get these little, pen holders so that you can extend your pens. Anyway, or pencils. When you buy them separately, make sure the lead is centered in the wood. If you don't, that's what causes them to break so easy when you sharpen it. And believe me, it is not the sharpener. I've had people say, oh, you're using the wrong sharpener. No, I literally have 20 different sharpeners, including the Prismacolor one. It doesn't matter. It's not the sharpener, okay? It is the way they are made. Don't let anybody tell you it's the way you are sharpening them. It's not. If they're not centered, this one's very centered because I'm real conscious now of buying them centered. Okay, I'll remember that, Pam. Let me write that down. My thing about color pencils is the softness. How are they on softness, Pam? Because they have to be soft. They have to be able to be layered without getting waxy. That's my thing about why I like Prismacolors. They layer when you do it gently. You don't bear down and get them waxy. Gentle layers build up very well with Prismacolor. I have the single ones, Vicki. I get at Michael's and Hobby Lobby both. Have them individually. Now, another thing, when you buy them individually, off the rack, color by color, is somebody's probably dropped them. If they drop them, your chances are the lead inside might have broke. But if you want, to replace your blacks and whites and browns and tans or whatever colors you use all the time, you just can't be buying whole sets. you know. Probably it might be better if you buy them like at Blick or Jerry's Artarama or something like that. Buy 10 whites or 10 blacks or something like that. Okay. Okay, that's good to know, Robin. Thank you. I'll test those out. So anyway, I didn't want to get off on just a whole color pencil thing, but somebody asked something. All right. So back to the color books. They're everywhere, all different kinds. Okay, they're fun. They're creative. What I think is fun about them, well, two things. If depending on the quality of the color book you buy, I think it's fun. Make sure if you use, like I'm getting ready to show you here, make sure and put a sheet of paper behind if you're going to use any kind of markers, even these cheap watercolor based ones. Let me find some. I just got a green one right here. Let me see if I can find something with green where I can throw some green down. Okay, so what I find fun to do with these is with your cheap Crayola water-based markers and you can do with Copics or whatever. Just make sure you put something in between. Now, a lot of the color books are two-sided. Okay, so you can't really use markers without them going through. So that's why they always recommend color pencils. Or, I don't know that anybody's really using crayons with them, although you definitely could use crayons. But I think those that are using adult color books are using markers and color pencils. My mom got that Secret Garden one, and she's doing hers in color pencil. And the thing about what she's doing with them is then she's using them for pocket pages. She's cutting them up for the pocket pages. Okay. And using her coloring pages to give to people in her pocket pages. All right, now again, these are not Copics. They're not going to blend like Copics. But if you put a base coat down like this, okay, got a nice base coat, then what you can do is take your color pencils. Now, let me see if I have one handy. I'm trying to find a green. Let's see. Okay. And then, let me hold this up because you're not going to be able to see it. And then you can play with your shading. This to me is the best way to practice. Okay, I can't do it. This is still wet. I have to wait till that dries. But you can practice your shading with just some markers and color pencils. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to make the color books with the two sides. Now this one didn't really go through. But it's a nice thick paper. If I used a Copic or alcohol based, it would go through. Trust me, especially a Copic. A Copic goes through everything. But so if you're going to use your Copic markers or your alcohol based markers, you want to use one that it's not double sided because it's going to sink through and the other side's used up. Even so, I still even put a sheet in between. Even if you're using color pencils, it's probably a good idea to put a piece of cardstock in between because, and preferably a clean one. This has just got pen, but if this was color pencil and I put that between it and I started coloring color pencil, I'm going to pick the color pencil up from here onto here. But you don't want to, if you're doing any kind of and I don't bear down very hard when I color because I'm just so used to coloring with color pencil. But you're going to indent the page behind it. You're going to put an indent on here so that when you go to color this page, this is just, I'm sorry, it just sounds so simplistic when I'm talking about color books, but I mean, it's things that I've thought about, as, when you color, you, if you bear down at all on this side and you don't have a paper in between, you're going to get a mark. So that when you go to color on here, you're going to get little indentations. It's not going to be a smooth coloring surface because you've dented it from this page. Does that make sense? Okay. All right, hang on, guys. My chat kind of froze there. go scrolly again. Yeah, or tear the pages out. This one's perforated. I don't know that they're all perforated. Okay, so let's see what else to talk about. Oh, so the mandala ones and the Zentangle ones, there's tons of those. Tons of those at Barnes & Noble and Books A Million. That being said, our Barb has created an ebook of mandalas, color book, that you can get for like just only $6, $6.95 maybe. And if someone wants to put the link in there, or go to, I forget her name of her website, just slipped my mind. My Creative. Somebody can tell me the name of Barb's site, I'll repeat it. But she's got a color book that she's created of them for you to finish them in your own way. So you can, and Dana did a beautiful one. Dana, if you want to put the link to yours in there as well, Dana's still here. Bye, Lisa. And hi, CB. How to be creative. Thank you. Barb's site is How to Be Creative, and she created a mandala color book that you can e-print out, ebook, buy and print out, and create them. And for an example, Dana did a gorgeous one. I mean, oh my gosh, it's just gorgeous, Dana. All right, so now I'm going to get a green gray, and I'm going to just do another layer here. I'll hold it up in a minute. I'm just gabbing while I'm coloring, guys. I'm not even really, I'm getting out of lines and everything. I just want to kind of show you that, you know, how you can use a base of a marker and then go in here and shade more detail with color pencils. And one of the tricks to shading with color pencil, let me show you this, is when you put one color down, like I put this darker color down there to shade those little gears, those little cogs, like right there, I put the little bit. Make sure you go back with the other color, the mid-tone, and blend that in. See, that's one of the things about color pencils. Don't just do the one, like just the dark. Go back with the mid-tone and go over it and slightly beyond, and that's what blends things in. Going back and forth between your lights and darks. Don't just take just the dark and do your shading and leave it at that. Go back over that shading with your other mid-tone and go on top of it and into the lighter color, and that's how you blend. Okay, don't just put the dark. I don't know if that's, y'all are probably thinking, we know how to color. We know how to color. Well, maybe there's one person out there that doesn't. Okay, so you can see how that blends. And then, of course, you can always use white to highlight it even more. Or, like, here's a yellow. Let me take the yellow here and just give you a little highlight. And if you want super highlights, you can go in with just a little dab of paint, which I'm not going to do right now. But if you know you're really serious, let me just do a little bit of highlight right there so you can see it. See the yellow? I did it halfway across so you can see it right there, and then right in there. Well, it's not, you know, usually, Vicki, and I'm going to call you out, Vicki, it's not that you don't have the knack for it. You know what it is? You don't take the time. People that say I can't do something usually mean I haven't taken the time to do it, Vicki. 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 Uh-oh, yeah. So it's not that anybody can't do this. I'm telling you. It's not that you can't do it. It's just that you got to take a little time and a little patience. And look, I'm just doing this one gear, and it's taken me, 4 or 5 minutes just to do this one gear. Well, you got to do this whole page, and people get overwhelmed. Well, the idea is to have fun with this. If you're not having fun with it and enjoying the process, then it's probably not for you, and that's okay. Not every art medium is for everybody, I don't oil paint. I mean, I have oil painted, but I don't now. So not everything is for everybody. So don't be beating yourself up if you don't enjoy something like this, if you don't like color pencils. That's why I told y'all during my face demos, don't go out and spend a bunch of money, and don't go out and spend $100 on color pencils and you don't like doing color pencil. You know, so that's why I said just get you the cheap ones just to try it out with, you know. Anyway, so this is just one of the kinds out there. There's tons of different ones out there. And like I said, check out Barb's free one. All right, so any other questions or anything? Oh, I did start coloring one in here. Let's see. This is the back cover. They have one colored for you so you can see an example. Got some glue on there or something. This one is the one that they have colored for you. I think this book would probably hold up to watercolor okay if you didn't just like, it wouldn't hold up to like wetting the whole page and doing wet in wet. You can't do that on here. This is not even 110-pound cardstock like, you know, this is. Okay. You could probably do a slight, I would say, here, let me put it this way. In mine here, I think I used some Neo colors. Let me double check. If you did, okay, so here's one where I started. I used a Sharpie. See where I used a Sharpie black? So, and you see nothing over here? That's because I put something in it. But I used a black Sharpie to get that black background so I could put stars on top of it. So here's where I started coloring her. That's as far as I got on her. But I think that you could probably use, let's do a little test here before we go. Okay, so another alternative to like your watercolor, I don't want to call them watercolor markers. I want to make sure and stress they're water-based. When I say watercolor markers, somebody's going to get the idea you can blend these like watercolor, and you cannot. These will not blend. They won't move with water. They're not watercolor pencils or markers. They're water-based as opposed to Copics, which are alcohol-based. Okay, just want to clarify that. But these cheap watercolors, I just bought this set from Joann's online during their sale. I think it was like $4 with maybe $5, because my other one, which I can't find right now, it's around here somewhere, is pretty much all used up. So I went ahead and got another one of these cheap kid sets. These are fine to use, okay? They're fine to use as a base. And you can probably do it if you're careful. Probably your best bet would be to use a water pen brush like this so that you don't go crazy. That being said, you do want to, when you're going to use a whole palette like this, even the cheap ones, is to have a spritzer like this and reconstitute your whole palette. So let me move it off my desk here. I'm just going to spray the whole thing. Okay, so now they're all wet. You can probably see a shine to them. Okay, I'm going to do a little test here with these watercolors and with the Neo colors. All right. I love my water brushes, and I need to go fill this one up. It's almost out of water here, so I might have enough just to do a quick little demo. This one is is it the Pentel or the Kuretake? I don't remember. One of you girls can tell me. The one with this barrel that's fat like this and thin on the side. Is this the Pentel or the Kuretake? I don't remember. But I like it because of the tip. You can get a set of the cheaper ones. You can get 3 in a pack for like $6, $7. This one's $10 just for the one. But it's so much better. Okay, it's so much better than the one that you get. This is the Kuretake. Thank you. Oh, hi, Deb. I didn't see you come in. Artsology. Hi and bye. Okay, sorry I missed you. Okay, the Pentel or this Kuretake, I would recommend. The ones that have the 3 in the set that are usually sold in the scrapbook section, they're thick. They have a thin, medium, and thicker, but they flare. They'll flare out real quick. You know, when you bear down on them, they start flaring out. See how this one's bouncing back? See how it's bouncing back into a point? Those cheaper ones don't have that spring to them. Okay. Okay, so someone is saying now this is the Pentel one. Okay. The Koi one too. Yeah. Okay, there's Koi, Kuretake, Pentel, and then there's a set of 3 that I don't know who makes. This is the Pentel one. Okay, thank you, girls. So if y'all are watching the recording, I'm being corrected in the chat. Thank you, girls, in the chat. This is the Pentel one. Okay. But it bounces back. There's Pentel and the Kuretake are the ones that are really good. But there's a set. Now, I have a Koi one in my watercolor set. Hang on. I have one that comes in my Koi watercolor set, in the this little travel set. This one is good too, and it comes apart so that it makes it a travel one. Okay, so that's my only Koi one that I have that's in the set. This is the Pentel one, and again, if I'm recommending any of them, get the ones that are sold separately. This is like $9.95, $9.99. Well, you can get it with the coupon, 40% off. I think I got this one at Hobby Lobby, but they spring back, okay, and it keeps a nice point. The ones that are sold in a small, medium, and large, they're fine. They're fine for what they do, just to spread some washes. But if you want to get any fine detail, you need one of these. Okay? You need a nicer one. Okay, so what I want to do here is I just want to do a quick little demo. Let's just go ahead and get some orange here. Got purple and the orange will look good together. So I'm just picking up. See, I didn't squeeze any water out, okay? So what I'm saying, though, is if you don't squeeze a lot of water out, then it should be fine in your color book. Again, this is one that is one-sided, not a double-sided. Not that that matters with this, because I don't think this watercolor is going to go through. It may buckle a little if you get crazy. If I started doing a whole border, you might have some bucklage with the water. But just this little bit like this, you should be okay. All right? I'm just picking, I'm not squeezing any out. This has been sprayed with water, so it's wet as it is. I don't need to squeeze any water out of this brush. Where's Jean? I'm getting my teacher's voice. I need to lay back. When I start doing things like demos, I start getting all serious, you know, because I want it to be, you know, I want to tell y'all the right thing, you know. And anyway, so Jean goes, you got your teacher's voice. All right, so what I'm going to show you, though, is how you can go over this with your color pencil when it's dry. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and just do this real quick, and then I'll do a little bit with the, you know, Neo colors. Okay, so there we go. So I just colored her little undershirt or her whatever part of that. Okay. When I clean off my water brush, when I clean it off, I use a Kleenex and squeeze it and kind of do this and it will clean it out. A Kleenex will soak up the excess paint quicker than a paper towel. So I always just, and it'll stain a little, but that's okay. If you don't see any orange coming off of there, it's good. It's good to go. Okay. But a Kleenex just works better to pull the excess paint off of your brush. Okay. I've never seen these sold in sets. If y'all are talking about the different sets with the brushes, this Pentel one is, like I said, about $9, $10 at Hobby Lobby. That's before a coupon. But you just recognize it by the shape. See how it's got that barrel, like wide barrel like that? And again, I'm almost out of water in there, so we'll see how it goes. Now, do not try to go over this while it's wet. And it's almost dry, but you really want to just let it sit for 10, 15 minutes or hit it with the heat gun, which is what I'm going to do here in a minute. Okay, before you go over it with color pencil. Because otherwise you're going to pill, P-I-L-L, pill up your paper or even rip it. or dig into the paper if it's wet. Make sure that's dry, whether it's watercolor, neocolors, markers, whatever you're doing. Before you go over it with color pencil, make sure it's dry. All right, so let me move this out of the way, and let's do, let me just do maybe a darker orange up on her sleeves. Let's see, or a similar. Let's do something sort of similar so that you can kind of see. Now with neocolors, is that pink? That's pink. Yeah. Okay. With neocolors, there we go. With neocolors, you can use them two ways. You can put a little bit down. Let me see if I can lift this up. You can put a little bit down and then go over it with your, and spread it with your water brush like that. Or what I like to do is just pick it off the tip like that. Just pick it off and go in there and color, depending on how much you want. If you want a lot of, heavy coverage, and you want, these are so concentrated, guys. You need so little. You need so little. I don't see that other part of her sleeve there, so we'll just leave it at that, because I just want to do a little demo for you. Okay. Again, I'm going to just wipe it off with the, okay. Yeah, and the other thing too, now I love my neocolors, but you also have ink tints. Okay, let me just do a little bit with that. These are all different ways you can color in your color book. Ink tints are ink as opposed to a paint, and when they dry, they don't blend anymore. So I got this set here, 72. They're not cheap, but they again last forever. And you can do the same type of thing. Now I don't have a place here. Let's see where I want to do some orange. I'm trying to do all, I'm trying to do all the same color just to do for this demo. Okay. Again, with these, and I would recommend with all of these doing a little swatch book with all of these, because especially the ink tints, to me, the tips don't match. I mean, it's orange and orange, but if you get down to some of the one, they just don't match exactly. All right, so let's just do this. Let me just do it on here because I don't really want to color any more orange on her. You can do the same thing with this. You can color like this and add water, and they are very, very vibrant because they're ink. Once they dry, they will not spread again. But you can also do the same. You can also do the same thing with these. You can just take it off of the tip and put it down. So there we go. So there's it with just the pencil, and there's taking it off the tip with the brush. This is why you want a water brush for all these. It's hard to dip a brush, a regular paintbrush. It's hard to dip a regular paintbrush in water and then come over here and just get that off. You know what I mean? You're going to get a big blob of water on there. So that's the benefit of some of the a water brush as opposed to just a brush dipped in water. If you let me show you here. Let me just get a plain old paintbrush. Get a small one here. Okay, let's see. I want to try to find something similar to the one I've got out, on the something small and kind of pointy. Let's see. All right, well here, this is good. All right, so if you just took this and dipped it in water and tried to take a Neocolor, all right, that's full of water. And now, as soon as I hit that, now there's a big blob of water on there. Okay? That doesn't happen with the water brush. I mean, you can still do it if you have to. You can still do it, but you have not near the control of the water that you do with the water brush. Okay? Now, if you're just going to do this, then it doesn't matter if you just dip it in water and spread it. Then it's not going to matter as much. Okay, but if you're going to try to take the color off the tip of a Neocolor or your ink tints or any kind of watercolor pencil, this is just better. Have some, okay, bye AJ. All right, so there we go on that. Now I think this, let me hit it with the heat gun just to make sure. So let me move all this out of the way. To make sure where I did the watercolor and the Neo color are dry. Before I get a color pencil, which now do I have an orange one here? Let me move all this out of the way. Hang on. Find a couple of orange color pencils here. Let's get an orange and a brown or something, just to show. Okay, so now I can take, and I'm going to take this terracotta and do some shading, like maybe right around the ruffle there. And again, like I said, what this really helps with is if, you know, any kind of work that you do, whether it's color pencil, watercolor, or anything, this helps you practice blending and shading, you know. So let me do a little of this and I'll show this to you and I'll move on, okay? So swirl around a little bit with the terracotta, okay? Now let me kind of hold, well, let me put it on the clipboard here, would be easier. So I'm going to lightly go in here with the terracotta. Now I'm going to go over it with the orange that's pretty much the same color. This pencil is pretty much the same color, maybe just a slight darker than the orange that I painted on there. But I'm going to blend it. I'm going over the brown, over the shaded part, and into the lighter part. See how that blends? I hope you can see. Let's do it over here. And you might have to go back with the dark again. But by going over that terracotta with the orange, it's blending. Okay, can you see that? See how that worked? Anyway, so there's just a little demo with some crayons, color pencil, the Neo colors, the Cheap Kids watercolor set, ink tints, you know, and then playing with some pens. So I hope y'all got a little inspiration out of that. Get you, you know, these books, like I said, regular price is only $5.99. At Hobby Lobby, you can use coupons. Or, you know, go ahead and get you a nice one. You know, the nicer ones are $10, $12. Or if you want to design your own mandala, like Dana did with Barb's Designs, go over there and buy Barb's ebook one to color. Okay? So anyway, guys, I'm going to let y'all go. I just, you know, some pen and pencil and coloring tips. We'll just call it coloring tips. Pens and coloring tips. Okay, guys. Well, thanks for being here. And I'm not sure if I'm going to go to Denise's this week. It's going to depend on the weather. She wants me to come up. And, of course, my grand dog is missing me. So, anyway, guys, I hope you all have a great day. Thanks for being here. Vicki and Vaughn be looking for well, I got other Happy Mail going out, too. But y'all got packages coming to you. Okay. All right, guys. Yeah, howtogetcreative.com is Barb Owen's site, and she's selling that color book over there. All right, guys, have a good day. Hey, Jan, and anybody else I might have missed. Not Robin, Cheeky Girl, Deb, anybody else that popped in that I might have missed. Thanks for being here, everybody. Packer Die, Mitts. Thanks, everybody. Bye. 99 and I had, because I turn in all my ink cartridges from my printer and I get $3 each for those, I had credits. I had over $30 worth of credits in turning in ink cartridges, so I basically got these for free. And then here is, oh, that's on slick paper though. I kind of want to just show it on regular. Look, here we go. So these ink joys write real smooth. And I haven't really tested out. They're okay. They're not really moving with water, so I'm not saying they're waterproof, but they're not. It's not move. It's not smudging when I licked it. Hey, Miss Anita K. So anyway, I got one of these came free when you bought the 5 pencils at Staples. And again, the white erasers I got at Hobby Lobby. And I'm gonna have to stock back up on those because I'm running low on those. So that is that from Staples. That's one of my hauls. And the other haul is these 10 Moonlight Jelly Rolls. I got these at Michael's using a 40% off coupon, and I'm thinking that they were, I didn't keep the receipt. So I'm thinking they were $10, but they might have been 12 regular price. And then I used a 40% off coupon. So anyway, you got these 10 Moonlight colors, and they're not glittery like the Starlight. And I was going to show, I pulled over one of my big pen totes over here to show. I try to keep everything rubber banded by type, but where's my my Starlights? I have a couple Starlights. That's the glaze. Here's one. Okay, so this is the Jelly Roll. These are all by Sakura. I think that's how you pronounce it. That's how I've always pronounced it. And here is what the Starlights are glitter. So let me get a nice little bit there so you can see how weird. I got these pencils at Staples, and they came with a free InkJoy pen. Yeah, these are all Sakura pens right here, but there's a 10th one, and this came off of it, but I don't know where the pen is. It rolled away or something. Anyway, so I got these pencils right here at Staples. These are my favorite pencils to just sketch with. Hang on, let me move the camera just a tiny bit. These are my favorite pencils just to draw with when I'm drawing, not on camera. These do not show up on camera. I mean, they're just a regular HB pencil, twistable, disposable, number 2 pencil. But I love these little Papermate pencils. And so when I'm just sketching myself, I drew a couple little squirrels this morning, but I did these in pen because they don't show up on camera. But you can see here, see, it just doesn't show up on camera. I could zoom in and you probably could see it better. But when I'm just sketching myself, these are the pencils that I use. The pen is I'll find it. It's around here somewhere. I'll find it. Anyway, but I don't use red rubber erasers. So I like these white plastic ones. I put those on really well here. But that you can get, I think they come 10 in a pack at Hobby Lobby for a couple of dollars. They're really a good price. I recommend getting these for if you're using a pencil with an eraser, is to get these. Okay, if y'all have any questions for me, put them in caps, okay? So I know you're talking to me because the chat rolls by so fast. If y'all aren't, if it's not in caps, I don't know that you're talking to me. Okay, so anyway, this set right here, not the erasers, just the pencils, and a one free InkJoy black pen came in this set for a 4 dark pencil, so it'll show up. Let's see here. Or a darker pencil. No, I need my clipboard. I need some backing here. Hang on. So what I would then do is just play, just for my own little sketches, like this squirrel here. Then I can shade with a pencil over the top of those little cheap markers. Okay, they're not for a finished piece. For me anyway, they're not for a finished piece. It's just for like if I want to sketch. You see what I mean? So that's what those little Crayola markers for me I like. It's just like an under base, like here's the the little acorn he's holding. But then if I want to go in there, now this needs to dry. Take a second to, those markers are water-based. You don't want color pencil over wet, will just pill your paper. But then you can just, do some shading with the pencil. But as far as the Copics and all, I don't use them. I'm just not a marker gal. Nothing, nothing bad about them. I'm telling you, Copics are the best if you're a marker person. Anyway, okay, so back to the pens. So the Moonlight, so that's the Starlight one is glitter. And like I said, they come in all these different colors as well. I've only got 2 or 3. And they have the little shooting star on the cap. All right. The Moonlight ones I've never tried before, and I've got to find that one here. Let me put that up there so I don't lose the cap. Are these. They're the Moonlight ones. And they're glittery. And the Starlights come in all different colors too. I've only got a clear and a silver and maybe a pink or a blue. I don't have a lot of the Starlights, but they write in glitter. I mean, they are absolutely gorgeous. Okay, you can see. And because they're so fine, you can write so tiny and outline lettering. And if you're into doing lettering or calligraphy or illuminated lettering or any kind of lettering, these are great for going around your letters because they're so fine. And it's got the glitter in it. And like I said, these ones here are called Starlight, I think it is. And they have a little shooting star on them. Okay. They have a tiny little shooting star. I don't use Copics, Lindsay, so I don't know. You'd have to ask, maybe Dana can tell you. I'm not a marker girl. I have some Sharpies, for when I need a marker. And then I have these just cheap water-based Crayola bullet tips for like a watercolor wash sometimes of something. But they're not really for blending. They're not for like, you couldn't take this light green and a dark, these 2 greens and get them to blend or anything like a Copic. See, they'll just overlap. They don't blend. But what I like these for is if I'm coloring in something, is I like to put a wash of this down for a quick, now this is for just quick sketching. I don't do art pieces with these, but if I'm just sketching out something like, let's say here's this little squirrel here. Let me get a brown. So if I took let's see how dark that is. That's okay, it's pretty light. So what I could do is if I just wanted a quick sketch this out, then what I would do is just take these little Crayola water-based markers and sketch it out like that. But then I would take a pencil if I wanted more shading. So let me get it. Okay, there we go. All right, welcome everybody to Coffee and Art in the Morning. I'm Dee Dee, and I'm having a little lighting, trying to get the light just right and all that with the focus and everything. So anyway, before I hit record, I was saying that I think I'll just do a little pen talk. That would be Pentalk, for those of y'all that can't get past a little Southern accent. I don't think I have much of a Southern accent unless I put it on. Like when my Miss Mary D came in. Hey, Miss Mary D! How you doing, hon? One of our friends is Mary D, and she hadn't been around in a while, so shout out. So yeah, if y'all have not seen Dana's inspirations, the way she did, she colored in Barb's mandala. Oh my gosh, it's a beautiful, beautiful. I think Carrie probably allowed links. Yeah, links are open. So where do the white erasers I get at Hobby Lobby, and where does this go? Where does this pin? Seriously? I have a pin top here that I have no idea where it goes. Oh, it must have fallen off. Did I pull these out? Where did this pin top come from? Okay, so excuse me just for a moment. I have no idea. miss a pin? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, there's a pin missing. That's what it is. Okay. The pin's missing, not the anyway, there's another pin here somewhere. The dark green pin. I'm not seeing the pin, but here's the top. I don't know. Rabbit trail. I don't know where it went. There's another pin that goes to this set. All right, well, these pencils. Anyway, what else? I'll look for it in a minute here.